Oh, it's on y'all. We live. E, what you doing back there? You don't have a clue of what's going on back there. So what you doing?
See? They need to cut that out. Tell them cut that out.
No, the whole thing. They controlling it. Tell them to cut it off. Yeah. That's when it starts.
Oh, you plug it up?
It's your phone. You tap, bro. You tap. That's when it.
Battery.
No, I heard it in the headphones. Like I didn't know what it was.
That's probably a battery thing.
Probably the feds tapping. Take your
Joe,
drink
you
with
on
you.
80. Let me borrow your charger. I'm on 20.
Y'all live. That's what y'all are. I got you. Don't worry about it.
Well.
Everybody in the building, I would love for you to be comfortable. This is the podcast where we sit down with one another. We look in the mirror. We look at ourselves. We look at the people across from us. We don't point fingers. We don't judge. We sit down. We talk to one another, and we understand. We seek growth. That's what we do.
You heard what he said. So I just want to welcome everybody to Comfortably Uncomfortable podcast. You are into a special show. We are here live at the library?
We are
Downtown Stone Mountain. We are here 970 Main Street, Unit A, Stone Mountain, Georgia. Please pull up on us if you're in the area. I am 1/3 of your host, C. Red. Sitting next to me is
Diva J.
And right across from me is we would like to just welcome you guys. This is a special night for us, guys. We're here. We're downtown, like I said, in the area. Please stop by, kick it with us, and you know how we do. Before every show, we like to actually start it off with a prayer. So if you just bear with us, we're gonna get a little prayer real quick. Father, we thank you for everything you place we ask that you have someone to lead us tonight. If there's someone in the building that needs us, Father, allow us to happen. So please, Father, bless me. Going through anything, any trials and tribulations, Father. Yes, and always bless the Lord. Thank you.
Amen.
All right. We are in the building. So before we get started, we're gonna start everything off with a toast because that's how we do. We want you to get your drinks if you got one. I'm gonna put this bill. So we're gonna toast and we like to do it with peace and growth. Peace and growth.
Peace and growth.
All right. Salute. All right, now that we got that out of the way, y'all, we got some first timers in the building, I'm sure, and we probably already got some first timers coming in on YouTube. So I really just wanted to kind of introduce the show to people. Be gonna keep sitting in the camera, or do I need to stay down?
Sit your tall ass down.
Y'all heard what he said. We can sit down. But I kind of wanted to kind of introduce the show to people. My colleague Vigo said about the show, about what it's about, why we're here, and I just kind of wanted to let people know why we're here, and just kind of put a stamp on it for the people that are not here. So, first of all, I want to let people know that this show is not race or gender driven. This show is for everyone, anyone that's going through anything, anyone that's trying to grow. I came up with some, y'all. I think y'all agree with me when I say this. I said it's going to become a worldwide event. Someone that may be across cities that may just tap into, and going through some things. So, this is what this is for, guys. I want you guys to know that this show here is for everyone, no matter the race, no matter the gender. We're not here to point fingers. We're here to look in the mirror. We're here to take accountability. And I will say this. I said it's not a race thing, right? If you go back and watch most of our content, you will probably see most of us talking about the Black community. The reason for that is, and I think y'all agree this as well, we're in dire need of that, right? And so all we're trying to do, if you're another race and you're looking, and you're saying, well, all of this doing is talking about the Black race. Well, I just need y'all to understand, we need this. And we may be a minute. We may be a minute. So I just need y'all to understand that. So when you go back and look at all of this, just know that it's not just aimed towards us. It's the reason we're in the forefront is just because we are in dire need. You know what I mean? So what I want to do is I want to go around real quick before I get started. Introduce ourselves. Formally introduce ourselves. Y'all heard us say our name, but I'll go ahead and pop up. I'm Courtney. See Red. I told you guys about a year and a half, 2 years ago, me and my partner here, Vigo, we was talking about doing a podcast, and we didn't want it to be different. We wanted it to be something where it stood out from the typical. It stood out from what everybody else is doing, and most importantly, we didn't want to be the ones pointing the finger, because like we talk all the time, that if you go back and watch these podcasts or any other shows, you'll see the man blaming the woman blaming the man. So this is not what this is for. This is for basically the woman and the man to sit down, talk about those uncomfortable things, talk about those things that could possibly make your relationship grow. So I'm C. Red. I died right in County, Georgia. We're in Stone Mountain. I reside in County, Georgia. Been there for about 16 years. Originally from Columbus, Georgia, and that's it. David J.
I'm David J. Joyce. I am an educator. I've been teaching for about 17 years. I reside in Comfortably. I'm from Miami, 305 all day, every day. Realist, whatever we do. Yeah, that's me. All right, okay.
I'm Chris, OG, currently in Kearney, Georgia. Transplanted in Georgia about 16 years ago. Just like my sister DJ, originally from the 305. But I guess I can be considered an ATL right now.
Right about now. We done been too long.
How many years?
It's 16 more
16 years, going on 17, same time.
Yeah, y'all, you were Georgia Peach.
No. Florida Orange.
But you know it's gonna always be 305.
All day. I could be a 30 years.
I think y'all can go off spelling.
Oh, no.
Yes, we'll fix the board off.
We support, but we ain't from.
Y'all are definitely Georgia Peach, Georgia. Yes, qualified. So, all right, now that y'all know us, we just want to give welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for coming. In the area, like I said, 970 and A Stone Mountain, that is the library. Pull up on us, man. Get you some wine if you're in the building. Make sure you get you something to drink. They got some good wine, I'm telling you. They even got beer there that I actually love. It's fun. So if you're in the building, get you something to drink. If you're in the area, pull up on us. All right. So, before we get started, y'all know what the topic is.
We know.
Before we get started, girl, I just want to basically.
Are we going to the topic already?
No. We're going to go into the topic.
The spotlight first. Okay. I'm speaking.
Before we do that, I just kind of want to talk about it. I already just mentioned about why we do this and the content that we have is pretty much all the black community at this time. So, I just want to talk to y'all and just let them know, look, man, this is something that we all are passionate about. You know what I mean? This is something that I guess you could say everything is relatable that we talk about, but this is something with everyone takes action on. Because this is something I feel like, not just this show, something about, we make sure I'm clear, not just this show, I understand what we're talking about, the purpose of this show. You don't have to watch the show. Just talk to people, man. Talk to whomever you love, the family, the kids, also with them. Have those conversations. I mean, I know from my experience, a lot of things are still under the blood. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to say that, and I just want people to know that this is not just for us. This is for anybody. So other races, say this. Help us. You see something? I mean, and what I mean by help us, what I mean by that, I'm not talking about giving us no money. I'm not talking about nothing like that. I'm talking about tell us how you do it. Tell us your family structure. What's your family structure? Because guess what? I don't know about y'all, but I want to do some inheritance.
Oh, yeah.
I want some trust fund.
Oh, yeah.
I want some good credit. You know what I mean? So I just say that to the other races, especially to our friends with people. Don't be afraid to show them information. We need them just as much as we need them. I just want to make sure that we say that. Y'all happy to be here?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, did you have to be here?
We're about growth. We're about growth.
You happy to be here?
Who don't want to grow?
That's right.
I love being here. I love
We're
being
not growing the staff.
just in the presence of family and love and positive vibes. You know, that's me all day.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Let me ask this question to the audience that's on YouTube. How's the volume? Like, how's the volume?
You know, it's clear.
Yes, I know we got to talk about, but let us know if y'all hear. Yo. What they saying? Is it here? No. Y'all bear with me for a second. I just want to make sure the time is straight. To my Lord. Yo. Hold on. You know, check this out. Watch this. Yo. Okay. So look. No, I got it. Sorry about that video. I didn't hear this on the sound.
No, y'all may be y'all could have said, "Look, we have passed the
We
mic."
didn't know.
Y'all know.
We didn't know.
I told y'all.
Look, all right. Before we get into the topic, y'all, we're gonna go ahead and what we do every week or every show is we get what we call a business spotlight. And what we try to do is we shine light on a business that is minority or black, and we would like to just kind of push a little traffic to them. So, Diva, they have a business spotlight for us, so we'll go into that, and then we'll get into the show a little later. So just bear with us.
All right, so the business spotlight for tonight is called Divas. It means or stands for demonstrating individual values among sisters. And the founder is estyshop, Kreatively. And this is a nonprofit organization that aids in the positive development of young ladies. It provides one-on-one mentoring to help young ladies cope with the unique issues they face on a daily basis. Young ladies create and maintain personal goals and values, build a strong academic foundation, and become further enlightened on the realities of life. Divas strives to reduce the risk of or eliminate potential involvement in abusive relationships, teen pregnancy, and poverty. For more information, go to divasmentoringprogram.com. Again, that's divasmentoringprogram.com. And she is available to come to your school and start the program there so that we can help these young ladies strive for excellence.
That was the business spotlight. What is it again?
It's called Divas, and the website is Program.
This is not your, I hear these, this is not your.
No, I'm the original. The original DJ. But this is a mentoring program to help young ladies be better
Okay.
overall.
And this is something strictly for high school girls, can adult women get into this? Or
Middle school, high school, college.
college? So no adult women, but just young, basically young adults and young
Yes.
teenagers.
Yeah, trying to get it right for the goddamn real world.
Gotcha. So y'all make sure y'all check it out. Make sure.
DivasMentoringProgram.com. Check it out.
Yep, and remember too, it's gonna be in the description box too, the YouTube video as well. So make sure that you check that out. One special thing I wanted to do before we move on real quickly is I wanted to talk about where we're at. Where we're at, man, I just want to send a thank you to the library, the workers, the owner. I want to thank them for having us. I hope this is not the last time. I hope this is the beginning of something new. Something wonderful. I actually enjoy being here. It's a great vibe. I will definitely, I can tell you now, I will be back. When we're not doing the show. When we're not doing the show. This seems like a great meeting spot. So we're gonna put that on our part, and I will be here for a meeting too. We're gonna definitely come in. But I just want to shine a light on her. I just want to tell her that we thank her for doing this for the community. Thank you for doing this for the community. Thank you for being a leader for young Black women, minority women. Thank you, because this is needed. This needs to be seen. So we just want to thank you guys. Thank you, library. Thank you for having us. And we hope that you get the chance, if not tonight, get down here and check them out. 970 Main Street, Unit 8, library. Check them out. Stone Mountain, Georgia. Check them out. All right. So we're gonna move right along. I know we got time. It is narcissism and narcissistic behavior. Can we all relate? That's the question I want to ask. Has everyone in the building at some point either been called a narcissist or have you called someone a narcissist? Can anybody relate to that? Anybody? Can you?
I just think that's a term itself is used kind of loosely at this day and age because everybody's a narcissist nowadays.
That's exactly.
But that's not true.
That's exactly why I brought it up right there.
I was gonna ask a question. Do you feel that you are a narcissist? Do you think that you are a narcissist? Because in reality, everyone feels that they're not.
Well, let's do this then before we go any further. Give us a definition. I know you got it because we don't just throwing at you.
You already
Give
know
us
the
some definitions and then we're gonna go.
or admiration of oneself and one's physical appearance. Selfishness involving a sense of entitlement, a lack of empathy, and a need for admiration. That's narcissism.
Right.
Now when you go into a disorder, so narcissistic personality disorder is a mental condition in which people have an inflated sense of their own importance, a deep need for excessive attention, admiration,
Extreme.
troubled relationships, and a lack of empathy for others.
Right.
But behind this mask of extreme confidence lies a fragile self-esteem that's vulnerable to the slightest criticism. That's a disorder.
Because
That was a little deeper.
Because it's affecting their everyday
Yeah,
life.
that was a little deeper.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you said that on the two things because they are two separate.
Yeah, very simple.
They're two separate. OG, you want to come here real quick?
I would say they're separate, but they're still somewhat together. I just think one is on one level and the other is on another
So
level.
you're saying that it's like a hurricane, it's category.
Yeah, just one is just more extreme than the other. If you look at the definition, yeah, one is more extreme than the other.
Well, hold on now. Y'all remember that video I posted a few days ago about we don't have to actually, like, I'm just the type of person that I'm gonna take positivity out of anything. So what I will say is when we talk about this, you know that this can be used in a positive manner as well, right? And what I mean by that is not the narcissistic characteristics, in order to be successful in anything in life, you're gonna have to have some of those characteristics. You're gonna have to. Anybody, I can tell you this now. Go ask LeBron. Go ask. I know that. Look, I use the wrong name. That's a bad assessment. Look.
You said that's the wrong person to bring up, bro.
I was gonna say Kobe, but I didn't want to get everybody saying.
Well, that's the right assessment.
You're right.
You're right. It's the right assessment.
Kobe was a narcissist. But anybody that is great at anything that they do, you have to have some type of narcissism in order to get to where you're trying to go. You have to. And you're gonna make sacrifices with your family, seeing your kids. You've heard plenty of times. Look how many times the successful entertainers are married. So I say this to say that. I say that to say that. If we're gonna go by that logic, where we're saying that you have to be some sort or have some characteristics of narcissism in order to be successful, right? So why can't we take that same concept and apply it to relationships? Why can't I be a narcissist about the way I appear to my woman or the way I appear to my man? Do you feel me on that? Does that make sense to you?
You just set it up. So
I just think, as individuals, we get caught up into what's the definition on that? It says something yourself. What's that? Yeah, admiration of oneself. I think everyone gets caught up in that own personal feeling. And things that they want, that they need. A lot of times in a relationship, people doesn't exhibit selflessness, and everyone's quick to point out everything they need and they want, instead of, receiving what the other needs and want, and addressing that in the same way, vice versa, the spouse addresses your needs and want.
I agree with that 110. Now, what I'm saying is, though, I understand exactly what you're saying, but just how you're saying that about the feelings, why can't I care enough about how I look to this person, or about how she or he feels about me? Why can't I care enough? Why can't I be narcissistic about that? Because if the definition is what it is, and I apply that same logic to a relationship, should I be successful? Because of what I just discussed,
you should be successful. But let's take it back to last year.
Okay.
When I stated on the show what my biggest pet peeve was. And that's that body. I just can't, way to put that on to me on see. But some people, or say, a lot of women just, I put my body on. So let's say if that's a narcissistic trait for me, okay, then why can't that narcissistic trait be part of it? It's a minute trait at that particular dealing with that situation. It's minute. But people tend to do what they want to do and feel how they want to feel, and they're like, well, no, I don't care how you feel about that. This is what I would do regardless of how you feel. So that goes back to why you said, hey, why we can't have this relationship, why we can't have this narcissistic attribute for a relationship.
Right.
And that falls that round. It goes the same thing when you deal with men. Men will sit there and, men will sit there and a lot of things that their significant others expressing to them, they'll brush it to the side. And instead of not really taking heed to it and receiving it, and at least attempting,
Is that where the narcissistic personality disorder comes into play? With the person knows, like you just said, I know what my spouse is requiring of me, but it's just something I'm not discovering. Whatever it may be, that narcissistic personality disorder, because what I'm trying to get to the bottom of, the reason I'm asking that question is because I feel like, again, we can take positivity out of anything. So we don't always have to dwell on the negative of anything. Meaning, we could talk about the negatives already, but There are positive things too. I can take this and use it as a strength and turn it into a strength. So that's all I'm saying as far as the how we feel about it is this. Why can't we take them and utilize them as a tool to make us go like force the conversation? Like if I'm adamant about, like you just said, if I'm adamant about the gun, if I'm adamant about having a conversation, communicating with my woman, I'm gonna be narcissist about that. I'm gonna make sure you know every day that I demand or I require communication. So all I'm saying is that no matter what it is, if you present it to your partner that way, as a narcissist in a narcissistic way, would be honored for anything. Do you think it would be honored?
Well, yeah, I think y'all come from a positive, trying to come from a positive.
Maybe if I put my mic in the front.
It's not positive. I get what you're saying, but narcissism as a whole is not positive. Let me explain. So you have two types of narcissism, right? You have what's called grandiose narcissism. So grandiose narcissism, people with this behavior are most likely treated as if they were superior or above others during childhood. These expectations can follow them as they become adults. They tend to brag and be elite. Right? Those with grandiose narcissism are aggressive, dominant, and exaggerate their importance. Exaggerate their importance. They are very self-confident and art sensitive. Then you have vulnerable narcissism. This behavior is usually the result of childhood neglect or abuse. People with this behavior are much more sensitive. Narcissistic behavior helps to protect them against feelings of inadequacy. Even though they go between feeling inferior and superior to others, they feel offended or anxious when others don't treat them as if they're special.
Interesting.
So when someone is that self-absorbed, it's not positive.
I agree.
So I hear what y'all saying, but narcissism is not a positive thing.
But can it be turned? Is my question.
I don't know, because narcissism is very self-centered. You can't be in a relationship and be self-centered. You can want things for yourself that you need, but when you're in a relationship, especially a marriage, like OG said, you're selfless. And a narcissist is selfish. It's totally different.
I agree.
So you can't really turn a negative in that sense into a positive, because narcissists don't care about nobody but themselves.
I'm glad you said it, because that's the part I was
Period.
missing right here. That's the part I was missing. Don't care about no one
But
but
themselves.
themselves.
That's it.
And what I was trying to say, and I guess was the confusion I may have just caused myself too, is I was trying to apply the same approach as far as I don't even want to use the word aggression, but just the approach to you being selfish. That same energy you put towards that, why can't I put that same energy towards my relationship? I guess what I'm trying to say. But what you just said is, it ain't no relationship. It's me. It's me.
Think about what you can do for me.
Right.
How I can manipulate you to get without.
Right. And never going the other way.
Like, look at this thing. Signs of a narcissist. Okay? I'm pretty sure a lot of people have experienced one or more of these signs, right? So we have superiority and entitlement, exaggerated. That's a key word. Exaggerated. We all want attention.
Absolutely.
Everybody wants attention. Exaggerated. That's draining. So exaggerated need for attention and validation. Perfectionism. They're big on appearance. They will spend hours getting ready.
That's a real thing.
Yeah, perfectionism. Great need for control. Lack of responsibility, want to blame and deflect, right? Lack of boundaries. Now, I have to dig deeper into that. Okay, lack of boundaries is what? That's what it means. They believe that everything belongs to them. Everyone thinks and feels the same as they do, and everyone wants the same things they do.
So it don't even matter.
Don't matter. They are shocked and highly insulted to be told no. The narcissist wants something from you. They'll go to great lengths in manipulation to figure out how to get it. The persistence, demanding, rejecting, or power. So it don't matter what they have to do to get what they want. That's not a powerful thing.
It's not. And I don't even think the problem is.
I still kill, cheat, all that.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Lack of empathy. They definitely don't have empathy. That's definitely true. We have perceiving everything as a threat. Perceiving everything, yes, as a threat.
But it's still about me.
Yes, what about you? Emotional reasoning. I will go deeper into that. They always look to something or someone outside themselves to solve their feelings and needs. They expect you to go along with their solutions, and they react with irritation and resentment if you don't. They're only aware of their thoughts and feelings, and they don't understand how they hurt you. So you tell them, hey, you hurt me, you did X, Y, Z. They don't understand it.
These are they don't understand. They don't want to understand.
They don't understand. They don't want to understand, but they don't understand.
Because they're too involved in themselves.
In themselves. Splitting. I know what's splitting. Splitting means any negative thoughts or behaviors are blamed on you.
So that's relationship.
Any negative thoughts or behaviors are blamed on you or others, whereas they take credit for everything that's positive and good. So if it's positive and good, yeah, that's me. If it's negative and wrong, that's y'all. That's split. That's split. Oh yeah. And they deny that their negative words and actions while they continually accuse you. They're gonna accuse you no matter what. I don't care what it is. You can say the sky's blue, wrong. Because I say the sky's purple, so I'm right.
Right.
Period. Fear, rejection, and ridicule. They have anxiety. Deeply repressed shame. So I was like, shame, who? Shame. They are like high horse. How do they have shame, right? Buried. So in a narcissist. Buried in a deeply repressed part of the narcissist are all the insecurities, fears, and rejected traits that they are constantly on guard to hide from everyone, including themselves. Makes it impossible for them to be completely real and transparent. If you ever with a narcissist, they cannot be transparent.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
They're not going to let you in. They're not going deep. None of that. Right?
Absolutely. I can definitely.
I've been married to one. I know.
So
it ain't happening.
When you just say narcissist, you're talking about narcissistic personality.
No, this is a narcissist. It's not a disorder. These are signs for a narcissist.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
They have an inability to be vulnerable, and they cannot work as a team. They can't communicate effectively, and they can't work as a team.
That's the guy that woman that work that always listen to group.
Oh yeah. So I can't see, I get what y'all was trying to say.
Well, I think I was
when you
trying
look
to say.
at the sign, you're not, you can't, there's no way of.
See, I'm a positive
positive.
It's not positive. You're right. I'm glad that's why I'm glad you went deep into it and peel back the layers, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm just positive about anything. I feel like you can take positivity out of anything. So that's why I was saying that breaking that down, there's no way that could be inside of a relationship and make it in a relationship. Like, the only way that could work is both of y'all know. That's the only way it might work, because y'all might not kill each other right. But the only way that's going to work is both people are narcissists. That's the only way. What do you guys want to say?
Well, you know, we touched on this privately, and I think it goes back to the first question on why we can have this same, I guess, narcissistic trait for relationship. Why each person can't have a narcissistic trait for one another.
Right.
And as we touched on, and I gave little points on why, there's also points on how you can.
That's what I mean. I want to hear that too.
You know, again, there's, even though Diva read on negative, there is positive.
Please do.
And you know, this is why for me, in my theory, I feel everyone has some form of narcissistic trait. And whether it's productive or unproductive, we all have some form of narcissistic trait.
Yes, your local politician.
Thank you.
He was a narcissist. That's in order to get to that.
Yes, whatever it may be, and I would say whether it's productive or unproductive, just like how you stated on, if you know you trying to reach this goal, you know you have to have some form of narcissism to reach this goal. But that is productive narcissism. That's not unproductive narcissism. So that's not a bad point.
Right.
It just depends on what level you take it to. See, there's a detrimental point to narcissism, and there's an undetrimental point to narcissism.
Right.
And that's what we tend to not touch on. We always look at the negative. And don't get me wrong, because the negative, I see what DJ read, it is very detrimental. So we're so quick to point the negative to where we don't realize that there are some positive points of being a narcissist. And you can take those positive points and apply it to a relationship to where it can help the relationship. You know, there is such thing of healthy narcissists. You know, part of it is like self-regard, people one another. You know, these are things that are healthy for you.
Like I keep asking you, are you okay?
Yeah.
And I said something
And
wrong.
I said something wrong, and you're not telling me that I keep asking, that's a healthy relationship.
Check it out. Right there. Check it out. Oh, you know the rest is supposed to be.
That is a healthy form. But see, that is the part, again, that's a healthy form of relationship that is needed. Because you have one partner, like how you stated, a narcissist will shut down. Well, you know what? I'm going to come to your level of narcissism and come to it a positive way. I'm going to keep coming at you.
Right.
So now we can get to a great ground, a barrier that we can break, where we can have a breakthrough, to where it opens you up to communicate. And when you open up to communicate, now we can maneuver through.
That's exactly what I was saying.
Since I know, trust me, I know.
There's a balance to everything.
There's a balance to everything. And the other day, we was at my little nephew party, and me and DJ was talking, you know, we were discussing those situations.
Right.
And I sat there and I said, sis, you can't fault this person. You can't hold it against them. She was like, man, please, whatever.
That's not about right.
I said, no, sis, you can't. I said, because you got to understand how this person was raised. And a lot of things about what people don't realize about narcissistic and narcissistic trait, it is genetic. It is inherited. It is inherited. We don't realize it.
Make that clear for the people real quick. When you say it's inherited.
It's inherited.
From this end.
As parents, we don't realize the things that we pass down to our kids in some form how detrimental it can be. As I said, how productive or unproductive it can be.
Right.
You know, I'm gonna give you one thing.
That's the key.
A lot of people
It might be even better.
Everybody in here got a Facebook page.
Because the
I said
loud
99%.
right side
How long?
is gone.
Everybody got
Facebook page, everybody.
Facebook page, Facebook page, Instagram, Facebook, Instagram.
99.9%.
I don't think what's understood is that is somewhat a form of narcissism.
Thank you. If you have ever went on there and seen how many likes a picture
Yeah, that is a form of narcissism. If you post something on Facebook and you constantly go on Facebook to see how many times you get a like, you get a comment. Man, that is a narcissist.
You agree with me?
Since ain't gonna like this one here, I'm gonna give another one. if people don't realize if you are a selfie taker,
Thank you.
and you take selfies all the time,
All the
and
time.
you post them on Facebook.
Not all the time.
No, it ain't just you. What I'm saying, you are, that is a form of narcissism. No, what I'm saying,
No, what he's saying
what I'm
is
saying
it's
to
a
you,
positive.
it's a positive.
It makes you feel good.
It makes you feel because it builds your self-esteem.
Right.
But if you take it to a detrimental point, then that's when we're on the negative side of narcissism.
Right. Right. That's exactly
See,
right.
that's when we talk about productive and unproductive. That's what I'm trying to explain. There are good sides of narcissism. We all owe some form of narcissistic trait.
Yes, yes, yes.
And what people don't want to realize, the fact of the matter is, we was raised with it.
Thank you.
But it was just to a point of where how detrimental it was or it wasn't. We watch our mama or whatever get dressed in the mirror, how they glorify and glamorify and this and that. We can take that on and it can actually tell a whole lot more negative for us than what you want. It could just be mama just going up.
I'm gonna go, not to interrupt you, I just want to chime in on that, because I think we talked about this. But you remember a couple of shows ago, when we talked about how men, I'm just speaking for men, we see our moms, single moms, or not even single moms, because you see, because your dad worked all the time, right? Not even single moms, but we just seen our moms and we begin to think that they're superwomen. So what we do is when we start dating, we start thinking that you're actually superwoman as well. So we don't apply ourselves in the way that we should, because like OG said, it's all about what we see, we're duplicating our environment. So going back to what OG said and what we talked about, that I feel like that's definitely a form of narcissism when we talk about looking at, like I said, the mom and just use the mom. And we thought they were super moms. Like I said, OG, you see her do some unbelievable things, and I see my mom pull off some unbelievable things. So when we get let loose in this world, I'm gonna explain what we do. When we get let loose in this world, it hinders us in a way. It hinders us in a way.
It does. I'm gonna touch on some of the negative stuff that DJ pointed out. I'm gonna start with this. The inability to be truly grown.
Sound like a man.
Yes, it is a man because based upon percentage and theory that narcissist personality disorder is found more in men than it is in women.
Right.
And what we don't understand is this part definitely comes from childhood. It comes from childhood.
Elaborate.
As a little boy, since they say men are the one boy that's a narcissist, we was raised and taught to not show emotion.
That's a fact.
You better not cry. You better suck it up. And I'm gonna keep it real. It ain't just from the child's father. It's from the child's mother as well. So it's all around. You get what I'm saying? It's all around. So we was raised to not be vulnerable. So as now we become adults, how can we be vulnerable? You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm going right here. The fear of rejection and ridicule. Okay. A lot of that comes from depending on how you was raised. As a single parent, kids are feeling rejected at their dad
My
now.
dad just showed me, telling me,
And he never
he
showed
never
up.
showed up, man. When I tell you that, not in the again, but when I tell you, I never knew how much that affected me. Being scared of, not even just scared of rejection, but not just want to go through it because you don't want to revisit the childhood, the scar that you got 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So that right there is very important. That's I see why they say it affects men mostly.
Yeah.
Because we're, like you said, we're growing up with these things and we're being taught and these things are being instilled in us. And we're human though.
For you, yeah.
You can't just shut these things down.
No. I'm gonna touch on another one. Lack of responsibility. I touch on lack of responsibility because, again, thank you. Again, as a man, and as we're growing up as youth, we're growing young men, we're growing men. In today's society, you have a lot of parents that continue to enable the kids They don't know what responsibility is. They're 25 years old and they want to pay them rent. They light bill, they cell phone bill, they car note, all of that. But they don't understand why their kid don't know responsibility. Because you're not allowing them to be responsible. You're still hindering them. You get what I'm saying? So,
But hold on, are you saying that helps develop a narcissistic trait?
it does.
Gotcha. I just want to make that clear
It
for the
does.
crowd.
Because that's part of deflecting. It is part of blaming because here it is, you're going to blame everybody for why you ain't got to pay your rent.
Right.
When it's your responsibility to get your butt out there and do what you need to do.
Right. Because you're 30.
Because you're 30. And you still rely on mama.
Right.
Then
Absolutely.
now you can't have mama, you looking for the next woman to take care of you. You get what I'm saying?
You hit it right on the head,
You looking for
bro.
the next woman to take care of
You're
you.
looking for mama the whole
The
time.
whole time. When mama cut you off, you trying to find somebody else to take care of you. Now, that time you realize, okay, now I got to take care of me for myself, and I got to assume this responsibility to make sure I'm straight, and if I got kids, my kids straight. Man, they got mamas out here paying child support.
Absolutely.
Oh, come on.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? So, these are narcissistic behavior that has been taught as a child, that has continued as grown men. So, that is why, when I can understand when they say that narcissistic personality disorder is featured more in men than it is in women. Because as parents, there's sometimes things we don't realize what we're doing. We don't realize what we're creating. And then by the time it gets to where it's too late, we done created this monster. We don't pass this monster off to the next individual, and the next individual is like, whoa, hold up, I ain't signed up for this. You know, so let's see if we got another one.
Let me say this, OG. Going back to when I mentioned about how we can take a positive out of this and apply it to a relationship. I'm gonna say this, and this is what I wanted to finish with. Women already pretty much practice this logic, if you think about it. Think about what women think about how many homegirls they have and how many talks they've had with homegirls where they told their homegirl, girl, you should leave him. Girl, he ain't no good. Girl, and she's telling you, no, I think we can make it work. No, I think we can do this. That is a narcissistic approach to a relationship. Now, the approach that the narcissistic behavior, the approach is going towards trying to keep the relationship together. She's not narcissistic about the person per se. She's narcissistic about the image of her in this relationship. But that is still positive though if the man will get on board. So that's all I'm saying is that if we can have that same approach like y'all, because y'all people will go through hell and high water with a man. Y'all will give him chance after chance after chance. Your girl in your ear telling you, girl, I don't know how you do it. Leave him alone. Girl, I just seen him down at the club with such and such. She'll still be like, we can make it work. So I'm asking y'all, that's a positive to me. That's my opinion. Do y'all think that men should get on board as women like? I've given up before too. I will say that. I think OG probably can say like you in your probably younger years, all men probably have had a situation where they gave up too early, either because we didn't know, or we just don't have that trait, that narcissistic trait when it comes to the approach to a relationship. Because I honestly believe, OG, what you said a few shows ago, you said it a couple shows. Who kept them 50-year marriages together? Thank you. Is that not that is narcissistic behavior? I mean, that's my opinion, but for her to know I'm hurting, this man is hurting me. This man is taking some self-respect from me. This man is taking some dignity from me. This man has had outside kids on me. And I still want to make it work. You can't tell me that ain't narcissistic. But you can't tell me if that man got on board that would not be positive. That is it can turn into a positive if that man were to get on board and he was to be engulfed in the relationship the way the woman is. Because like I said, let me make this clear. The woman is not engulfed in you because of your behaviors. She would be, but now she's been engulfed in the relationship. She wants the relationship to work. And sometimes I will say this. Sometimes she wants it to work for the wrong reasons, maybe because of what people may think. She don't want to tell everybody I'm starting over. Whatever the reason may be, but it's still a narcissistic behavior. So I just want to make sure I point it out.
Another positive narcissistic trait. I think you stated as far as admire or admiration. Isn't that what you stated on here? One was admiration, self-admiration.
Saying that to be positive.
I'm not saying exaggerated need for attention. What I'm saying, a healthy narcissistic trait as far as being is admiration. And you can admire yourself to where it's not to where it's to a detrimental or narcissistic state. Because when it gets to that state is when it turns to you being conceited. But I still can admire myself as well as I can admire others.
Let's be real, a woman wants a confident man.
That's my point. You get what I'm saying? So I can still admire myself to where I'm confident but not conceited. But that's a healthy narcissistic trait. I can look at myself in the mirror and be like, I'm good. Like I said,
You feeling what? You feeling
good. But that is a healthy narcissistic trait. Now if I take that and I take it to a whole other level, I'm conceited, and you can see it in me, I'm just going, bro, he conceited. I can't take him. Yeah, now that's an unproductive narcissistic trait. It's exaggerated, it's detrimental, it's all of that.
Anybody can be confident. Everybody can have good self-esteem, great self-esteem, whatever. Of course, that's natural. That's what everybody should have. But in terms of narcissism, as it relates to narcissism, it says it's exaggerated. That means it's too much. It's all about you.
But that's the negative side.
Of course. But if you're just confident, that's not narcissism. It's not. Being confident is what everybody should have. Having something is what everybody should have. Narcissism is when it's exaggerated, it's overboard. You're in the mirror too long. You care about what people think you're going to do out of the house. Like it's too much. It's trying to keep up with everybody else instead of just being you. Exaggerated. So I'm not going to say that that's a positive in terms of narcissism because the way a narcissist views themselves is different from the average person. I view myself as being pretty cute, fine, beautiful, all that in a bag of chips. But it's not exaggerated. When I go somewhere, the attention is I have to be just on me. I'm not going to crave the attention from you and everybody else in the room to make me feel like I'm important. See, narcissists want to feel like they're important. They need that. They need the validation. A confident person doesn't need the validation from nobody. Nobody. They make themselves valid. So you can't put everything in the category of narcissism and make it a positive. Because I'm telling you, it's hard for me to wrap my mind around that because everything that I associate with narcissism is not positive.
But that's my thing. So let me ask Artist a question. Do you have some form of entitlement? Me and Ash, do you feel that you are entitled to something?
Yeah, stand.
That you have standing. Do you feel that you have an entitlement? By show, just raise your hand. Do everybody feel that? Some form of entitlement, right?
Yes.
Okay. Entitlement is a narcissistic trait. So, John's entitlement can just be very minute to where it's not detrimental to his significant other or to everybody else. Vigo entitlement can just be, oh God, unbearable. See, that is the good and the bad narcissist. So when you say you can't see it, and everything you point there is a good and a bad in it. good and the bad. Because we all hold a sense of entitlement. One thing I know about you, Diva J, we talk. Your biggest thing in a relationship, one of your 5 love languages is you have to have attention, right? When you're sitting with others. That's a narcissistic trait.
No.
Yes, it is.
Mm.
Yes, it is.
Mm. That's the
Let me say it.
now rebel. The now the now rebel.
What you not gonna do, is tell me I'm a narcissist
No, I'm not.
because I want attention.
I'm not
What
telling you.
man doesn't want attention?
That's my point.
No, that's not narcissism. You gotta understand, narcissism is always on the extreme level. That means that everything you do in your life is centered around that narcissist.
Break it
They
down.
have to have all the attention, all the admiration, all the adoration, all of it. Period. Hold on. Wait a minute, I ain't finished.
See?
Hold on, point blank. Women in general need attention. That's a given. That's how we're made. That's our nature. We're made that way. But you cannot tell me that every woman has narcissism in them because they want attention. It's not extreme. If it's extreme, they might have a sign of narcissism. But just in general. No. I said extreme. I can want attention from my man because he looking at his phone. He on his game. He on his laptop. I just want his attention. Look into my eyes. Talk to me. Let's talk about how our day was. Things like that. Extreme is every aspect of his life has to center around me. That's extreme. He can't have time with his boys. He can't have his me time. He can't do nothing unless it's centered around me. That's extreme. That's narcissism. It's not the same.
Give me a microphone.
It's not the same.
Now, hold on. Let me say
said 2 definitions.
Let me get this part. Let
Extreme and not extreme.
me get this point.
Get to it.
As I stated, I said from the beginning, we all have a narcissistic trait. That's what I said, right? Wanting the need of attention is a narcissistic trait. How extreme of attention you need turns into narcissism. So this is what I'm saying. Not for you to get offended by it. What I'm saying is we all have that. Man, we need attention.
That's not narcissism.
What?
It's a narcissistic
Yes.
narcissism.
That's not narcissism.
Didn't I just say entitlement was a narcissistic trait?
Here it
It
is.
has to be
We need a
extreme.
long time more than we need attention.
Attention is needed in any relationship
It's true.
for male and females alike. That's not narcissism. Narcissism is when you are so self-centered where everything has to be about you. That's the difference. So just because a man wants attention and a woman wants attention does not mean they have a narcissistic trait. You have to give the person attention that you're with. That's normal. I'm talking about extreme, where it's all about you. That's narcissism. It's not the same.
That's what I was just going to say.
Hear me out again. Attention. Having to have attention, want attention, need attention. If I'm wrong, America, tell me.
You're wrong.
Is that a narcissistic trait? Yes or no? Is that a narcissistic trait? Why is it not a narcissistic trait?
Pass her the mic. Pass her the mic.
Please help me out. Please help me out, ladies. I'm tired.
Hold on,
Hey.
Ask your question again. Ask your question.
Yeah.
It is just the level of affection that you're looking for from a person, whether it's positive or negative. You're just looking for that level of attention. A narcissistic trait and a narcissism is everything that she has already said. And it's 2 different things. There's no level of positivity in narcissism.
Yes, thank you.
Anybody else got?
I was married to one. I know what
I just don't see it.
You disagree? You want to hold the mic? Pass the mic. Well, hold on. We got one more.
Attention.
Yes, yes.
Let's go though. Let's go.
In every aspect of a relationship, someone is going to want attention, whether you like it or not. It is a narcissistic trait to feel like you are entitled to that attention. Are you doing the things that you are supposed to have that attention? That's the question you have to ask yourself. But either way it goes, to feel entitled to where you do want that and need that attention, it is a narcissistic trait. Everyone has it in them, has a sense of entitlement. Everyone has it. It's not necessarily negative or positive. It's how you
No,
are.
see, you don't look.
It's how you
Let me
use
get
it.
the
It's
mic.
how you are.
Let me get the mic, bro. Let me get the mic.
Thank you. Bill, you don't.
Yeah, you have to say, go ahead, Bill.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you all for tuning in to Comfortably Uncomfortable.
That's right.
I am the one and only Vigo. You can't see me, but I'm here. I'm everywhere. So what we're trying to say is narcissism is not. See, people hear the word, the term narcissism and think it's a bad thing. There are bad traits to it, but we all have a form of it. It's not necessarily bad. So, Diva J, like you said, if your man is in his phone, in his laptop, he might be handling business. So the fact that you want your attention at that time while he's handling his business, that's narcissism. Because he's doing what he has to do for y'all. He's not doing it for himself. We're not saying it's a bad thing. Not at all. It's not a bad thing. Because every time I'm in my phone, when I'm with my woman, it's for business. And it's not on no.
Say about that too.
Go ahead.
I'll let you finish that.
Go ahead.
Finish your point.
It's not a bad thing, but it's a form of narcissism. When it breaks down to you want what you want when you want it. When you break it down, you could do the scientific terminology, whatever you want. You want what you want when you want it.
Is that some form of entitlement?
Of course.
Let me say this.
Pass it back.
Well, we all agree when we peel back the layers of this narcissism or narcissistic behavior, will we agree that it's an emotion?
It's
Will we agree that it's an emotion?
It's an
Because
emotion.
what
It
I'm
gotta be,
hearing-
yeah.
It's an emotion,
It
right?
gotta be.
It's an emotion, right? So if it's an emotion, doesn't everyone have that?
it's a personality trait.
But most relate back to emotional. So it's an emotional disorder. So what I'm saying is that everyone is vulnerable to emotions. Everyone. So both sides are actually have great points and both sides are right. But when you think about this time, if it is an emotion, it is in everyone. Going back to the two definitions, we talked about narcissism and we talked about NPD, narcissistic personality disorder. I think that's where we're getting confused at, because the narcissism is just describing the traits, the emotional traits of narcissism. When we talk about the personality disorder, we have an issue. You need to seek a doctor.
It's detrimental.
Right. Just like if you got the common cold, you don't have to go to the doctor for the common cold, right? But if it turns into the flu or pneumonia, where you going? That's basically how, in the sense of narcissism going to the NPD, that's the best way I can think of it, is saying that narcissism is just the symptoms of a common cold. Narcissistic personality disorder, you got symptoms of pneumonia now. Now it's getting detrimental. I'm not saying it's a death thing. What I'm saying is that it's at a point now to where it needs to be seen about. To your point, it's extreme now. So that's why I said, I don't think either side was wrong. I think you're talking from one side of it. You're talking from one side of it. You're talking from the NPD side of it. OG, you're talking from the narcissistic trait side of it. I mean, excuse me, the narcissistic trait side of it. So I think one is just an introductory to show you this is an emotion. The NPD is to show you that it's a sickness. The NPD is a sickness. Narcissism is just an emotion. So I don't know if y'all agree with me on that. I just want to put my little 10 cents in and say, that's why I think we're getting confused at, because it is two different things. One is extreme. Like you said, one is extreme. That's the ELPD. But if we're just talking about what OG is talking about, you have the entitlement to do this, you want attention, this, that. Those are just signs of narcissism. In my opinion, I get what y'all were saying too, Dingo, about saying that there's no positivity inside of this. And that's why I led with what I led. And ask y'all, because I was thinking the same thing, but I'm positive Paul. I like to take positive out of everything. So that's why I led off. I knew it would lead to this. That's why I led off by saying, can we somehow turn this into a positive for relationships? And I ain't talking about just your personal relationships within your family. You know what I mean? So that's why I wanted to kind of point it out to y'all, because I think you're coming from two different sides of the point. So you're never going to come to a common ground, because he's coming from a characteristic side. You're coming from a sickness side, a disorder side. So you're saying that, yes, and I agree with you. When it gets to the form of being a disorder, yes. But he's saying that if you're just walking around the house, like you said, and I just want attention from my man, that's just a characteristic. And there's nothing wrong with that. Because what did I just say? If a man were to do that with y'all, if he were to have that same type of approach with y'all, imagine how successful the relationship would be.
And that goes back to the beginning of the segment when you asked that question on how can we adapt a narcissistic, you know what I'm saying, mentality to make a relationship great. So when I said what I said, it wasn't necessarily ruffling the feathers. It was just honestly to make a point that there's nothing wrong with you wanting that attention. You know what I'm saying? Because that's part of the relationship. But it still is a narcissistic trait that we all have.
You use a narcissism.
Narcissism.
That's what we got.
That we all have. And there's nothing wrong for you or anybody in a relationship requires that attention. There's nothing wrong with it. Now, when it gets to a point to where it's a disorder, like C-Ray was talking.
Like I'm on the phone, if you're on the phone with your mom, and I know we're talking to Billy, y'all planning a family reunion, I'm telling you, hey, you see me over here. You know what I mean? Like that's getting into that
yes. And the disorder is not one of attention. The disorder is more like, okay, I'm needy. I'm beyond clean to a point that it is. So it's just to a point to just no return. Like this man came to go use the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? Now that's a disorder. But for you to have that narcissism trait where you require that attention, you have the right to. We all do. And we all have that. Because in every relationship, man and woman requires attention. Requires it.
Everything.
So this is what I say, there is a positive in narcissism. It's just how you use it. It can be, I keep saying this word, it can be productive or unproductive. The unproductive part is when it turns into NPD. That's when it's detrimental. That's when, you know, it's gone beyond.
Let me stop you right there.
Point of no return.
Viva J look like she got a lot she got to say. Let her say it. Go ahead and say it. Go ahead, get it out. Go ahead, get it out. Go ahead, break it down. You got to break it down. If you want them to understand, you got to break it down.
Having attention from your mate, your spouse is normal. It doesn't fall under anything negative. It's only when it's overboard. And that's what I'm saying. You guys are saying that attention falls under narcissism, but only as a detriment. That's not true. Attention is attention.
No, it's wanting, but wanting. No matter what you're wanting, it could be
But it has
attention.
to be.
Let her finish, bro. Let her finish, bro.
I'm going to give you attention as my man automatic. You're going to give me attention as your woman automatic. But when it's overboard, overkill, too much, that's narcissism, not the regular attention that you should give your spouse or your mate. So Vigo said something earlier about if I'm on my phone, you know, I'm conducting business. Okay, granted, I get you that. However, If we designated time to where we're supposed to be spending time together, your phone shouldn't be affected.
That's two different things.
Right, but what I'm saying is, if your work day is 9 to 5, let's just say that. Our time is 7 to 10. That 7 to 10 shouldn't be interrupted.
If you're with an entrepreneur,
It don't
that's
matter.
it 24/7.
It doesn't matter. You still have
It's
to have priorities
24/7.
and balance. Period.
If you got
And
married,
that's the thing. I don't knock nobody's hustle.
right?
Get your money, do what you gotta do. But you gotta have balance. Sometimes entrepreneurs don't know how to have balance.
You're right.
They go for the bag no matter what, no matter whose expense comes to, none of that. They want to get the bag because they have a goal in mind. I get it. But does it have to come at the expense of your spouse, your significant other, and your kids? You gotta have a balance. Okay, I'm a hustle from 9 to 5, but from 6 to 10, whatever the case is, that's my family time, that's my downtime, that's my me time, whatever it is. That email can wait till tomorrow. Whatever offer on the table gonna be there at 8 o'clock in the morning. It ain't going nowhere. So that's what I'm saying. You have to have a balance. You have to cut off certain things for your loved ones. And sometimes men and women don't know how to do that. They be on their hustle so much that they end up losing one person that got their back that's loyal because they run after the bag. But the bag is important at what expense? Does that mean you'll lose everybody in the process of catching the bag?
Well,
It shouldn't work like that. And then we decide on a date night, if our date night is Friday, nothing should come in between that day. Nothing. If you got a phone call, hey, I'll call you back in the morning, I'm doing something right now, whatever it is. If they want you bad enough, if what you got to offer is that much, that means that much to them, they gonna wait till the morning. They ain't gonna stop nothing. You know what I'm saying? So you have to have balance. I know that even as educators, I be wrapped up in stuff, doing stuff, I want to get stuff done, whatever, but I have to pause and think about my kids. I have to pause and think about my mom. I have to pause and think about other things I have to do. I can't just have my life centered around. You can't have your life centered around your hustle. So attention has to be given, just like it has to be received. That doesn't make you a narcissist. Doesn't mean it's narcissistic behavior. It's only when narcissistic personality disorder, whatever you want to call it. It's not that. Having attention from your significant other is normal. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not being narcissistic, none of that. It's only when it's exaggerated, when it's overboard, overkill, that it's a problem. You can't sit up and tell me that regular attention from my man is narcissism. I'm not going to accept that.
No, it's not wanting the attention, Dave. I don't think that's what we're saying. It's not the attention part. It's the wanting.
Everybody
No matter,
wants attention.
now leave the attention out. No matter what you want. You can want sex, you can want food, you can want anything that's wanting.
What you say?
Yeah.
give it.
Right. So what we're saying is that that's just a narcissistic characteristic, which is not a negative thing.
By definition.
So, hold on. Stand, all right?
Yes.
Go
Yes.
ahead. Let me do that. Tell me.
Narcissists are talking about personality traits. Personality traits. Two different things.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said, if you're talking about the extreme side of it, yes. But the narcissism characteristics are just what you just read. And what OG is saying is that all kinds of characteristics of narcissism. He's not saying that it's extreme. All he's saying is that, remember I just said, if you're talking about NPD, that's a sickness. This is just a common cold.
But if you go back to what I said earlier about the signs of a narcissist, expectations wasn't one of them. Everybody has expectations of their mate. Period. I did not see expectations one time. Entitlement, superiority. A superiority and entitlement go together. Feeling like you're superior is narcissism.
I think it's showing you. I agree.
Huh?
I think
Narcissistic behavior.
I think we fixing
That's what I'm.
Come on, bro.
I'm gonna say for the most part, I agree with you. I think narcissism is negative. I know a narcissist. And I think because you have a trait doesn't make you a narcissist. And I think it is just a personality trait. I think the only time it becomes a narcissistic trait is if it's excessive. We're talking about basic human traits, right? One, I want attention from my wife.
That's
That's
what
not
we
a narcissistic trait. That's a basic need. Now, if I was excessive to where I don't get it, I can't function. Now that's narcissistic, right? A true narcissist can't even be in a healthy relationship because they're so self-conceited. It's all about self. They have and another thing too, I was talking to my wife, this social media era, right? If you look at, there's people you always want to be on social media. It's all about me. Look at me, false sense of reality. Everybody pump me up.
That's narcissism.
Yes, narcissism. And when you have now, you can't even function without it because if people are not validating you, affirming you. So I just think, and I know some narcissists, man, and their relationships struggle because they can't even empathize with you. They can't even, and if you can't empathize, you can't even communicate because I'm not even trying to see your vantage point. So I just think where we're mixing things up is to say, because I need, if it's not excessive, it's not a narcissistic trait. It's a personality thing. It's a basic need. That's my opinion.
So let me
That's more than valid. It's more than valid. Look, that's great because look. See, that's just like being egotistical. You know what I'm saying? It's like being egotistical. Like I'm a Leo. I can't help but to be egotistical. It's who I am. You know what I'm saying? But I learned how to be humble because of who I am, how I was raised. It's not excessive. You know what I'm saying? If I wasn't egotistical, we wouldn't have this right now. We wouldn't be doing this.
So hold on, I get what y'all saying.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Let me read this.
There you go, bro.
Studies show that levels of subclinical narcissism or personality traits that our normal individual possesses to a certain degree have increased worldwide since 1970.
Well, yeah.
The key word is it said or, and it said or there, so it separates the two.
Personality trait.
It didn't say and.
Give it to him.
It said or, so it separates. If it said and, it would connect us.
No, it says from 1970. It says actually.
We need some more microphones, goddamn.
It just said increase worldwide.
We need a mic.
I ain't get the numbers.
Or personality traits. It has to be one or the other.
Yeah, I agree.
If it said and, it would have connected them. They would make it a distinction.
That's why I said the light bulb went off. He said, he basically said, as far as like the traits, how y'all been saying the whole time, there's nothing positive in it. And what you guys are saying is that these are the characteristics, nothing is positive about it. This is narcissism characteristic. And if it gets extreme, that's when we go into the personality disorder. I had it different. I guess I had it different. You know what I'm saying? I was thinking more so just anything applies to this as far as like how we talk about just wanting the attention and all that. I get it now. It's these characteristics that are excessive. Gotcha. So what we're saying is we're elaborating on one word, and that word is exaggerated, right? That's what we're saying. If it's exaggerated, entitlement don't have no exaggerating to it. Perfectionism don't have no exaggerating to it. Lack of responsibility don't have no exaggerating to it. So this is my point. We're just focused on exaggerating just because it says exaggerated on the need of attention or validation. That's just one entity. Let's go on to a whole different realm of entity. John said he knows a narcissist. My sister knows a narcissist.
We all know
We
narcissists.
all know a narcissist. But the one thing we know about the narcissist, we know the whole complete negative side of a narcissist. And that's why we call it, Donald Trump is the biggest narcissist there is, and we know that negative side of him. But I guarantee you, there's still some side of this idiot that got him to be a business mogul to where it was a positive side of having a narcissistic trait. How you know a narcissist? You say narcissist, I say narcissistic trait. That's what I say. And my only argument was that we all possess some form of a narcissistic trait. It all depends on how detrimental you go with it. My brother, I'm gonna ask you a question. Are you a narcissist?
Am I? No, I don't. Hold up.
Actually, baby, you think I'm a narcissist? She would know.
Thank you.
We all got the trait. If you're not a narcissist, you got the trait.
Thank you.
If you're not a narcissist, you got the trait. That's all he's trying to say. That's all he's trying to say.
He likes to make things about himself.
What's the sign, brother?
He's somewhat of a perfectionist.
You're a Libra? You're a Libra and you like that? That's a narcissist, bro. If you're a Libra and you like that, that's a narcissist. But you gave some great points.
This one word does not go with every single thing on your list. That's my point. You keep making it one word.
I just say, do I like to be the life of the party? Yes.
Ain't nothing wrong
But
with
that's
that.
not wrong. That's my personality.
I'm the same way.
If I was excessive while I'm coming in, I'm trying to get everybody shine. It's all about me. Look at me, take it away. Now, that's my personality. That's what she fell in love with. Okay? And if I was excessive to a point where I can't even function,
Yes, I'm waiting on you to finish. I'm waiting on you to finish. I'm waiting on you to finish.
again, I'm gonna harp on this. It's when a person can't function. It's when they're excessive, they're obsessive, it becomes even an obsession, and it's all about them. And the biggest thing I'm gonna harp on, from the narcissist I know, that empathy, when you can't even try to put yourself in someone else's shoes, that is a terrible thing to have. And I think, so if you use Trump, and if you look at a lot of instances of Trump, that's why a lot of times where people have struggled with him is the lack of empathy. He's all about self-promotion. Look at me, to where everybody around him is hard to function. To me, that's excessive. We're in a healthy relationship.
She laughed.
Yeah.
She laughed when you say that, bro. She laughed.
Yes. You know what I'm saying? So she can say all that, but it's not excessive. She has a voice.
Mm-hmm.
She has a voice. Yes.
So my brother,
Yeah.
let me say this. Let me say this.
Hold on.
I
Do what y'all gotta do. Talk about it.
1,000% to what Alicia said. Here's why. Alicia is your wife, right? Alicia knows you on levels that I don't know you on. Am I correct, right?
Yes, sir.
Your wife can attest that you have narcissistic traits. Me being your friend, I can attest you have narcissistic traits. Bruh, hold on.
Yes, sir.
Your narcissistic traits, everything that you just said on this mic and you said was all negative. But your narcissistic traits are not detrimental. See, if your narcissistic traits was detrimental, it will cause a problem in your marriage. But it's not detrimental. So as your wife just sat there and said, yeah, you have narcissistic traits, but your traits are not detrimental. Your traits is she identifies them, she knows what they are, and she's able to maneuver through them because it's not detrimental. The traits that I know that you have that are narcissistic, it is nowhere detrimental. It is very competitive.
Well,
You are a perfectionist. You go to an extreme mile, but it's not detrimental, my brother. See, this is what I'm trying to say. There are two sides of detrimental to narcissism. That's all I've been saying. I'm not knocking either side. I'm just trying to get everybody to identify that we all do have a narcissistic trait. Whether again, it's productive or unproductive. Whether it's detrimental or not detrimental. John White, boy, sister, just let us speak. Let our sister finish.
we all got it. We all got it.
What I'm hearing is that, I mean, we all can have a trait or two, maybe even three. People, traits.
That's the
But
whole.
I mean, maybe if you possess maybe about 5 of them, then maybe you got an issue. It's kind of like, I guess, like mental illness. People will quickly say, oh, my anxiety. That's a mental illness. But you're not going to be so keen to say, oh, I need to take medicine for my psychosis. That's a different level. But anxiety is still mental illness.
Right.
Everybody gets a little bit depressed.
That's all I'm saying.
Depression is mental illness. That's one more. But if you say that depression was
It's levels to it, man. It's levels. We
You
all
are-
got.
You all, but people don't realize, bro, you were raised with it. We all have been raised with some form of trait of a narcissist. We have grasped this trait
Right. You don't think so? Go ahead
unconsciously.
and talk about it. Go ahead.
See,
Talk about
y'all keep pointing out the bad points of a narcissist.
It's good and bad.
Narcissist.
It's good and
I get
bad.
that. I get that. That's when a
Kobe.
person is beyond
Kobe, what's the
the
best?
point of no return. And I understand that negative side. But there's also positive in being a narcissist. Narcissists can be used in a positive way. You use your narcissist in a positive way. There's no way you use it in a disrespectful way or a demeaning way or a way that is detrimental to your marriage. But you all can identify your narcissistic trait. We all have it.
That's why she's my wife. She makes some great points. However, makes some great points. I still feel like I think we're still muddling. To me, it's a separation. The only way to me becomes a narcissistic trait is when it's excessive. When a personality trait and basic needs, I'm still not making that connection.
A need and necessity are the same thing. This is a connection he'll be able to connect with. I'm a giver, he's more of a taker. I'm a giver, he's a taker. So he's used to having me. And all of us don't want to share me to the point of he actually admitted that he was jealous of a defenseless baby. A baby who needs attention and cannot fend for themselves. Does that connect it?
Most men.
Most men.
That's most men. Yeah, that's most men. I told you I didn't like that. So, yes, when we had our first child, now I've been with her for a long time.
Your old child, bro.
Watch this. You don't realize when you're used to being number one, and when your child comes in, you used to get a certain, and things shift, and it's an adjustment period. No one warned me of that.
It got a tolerance.
It was.
It got a tolerance. It got a tolerance.
By definition, it is.
It is.
But I had to adjust, and I'm okay in admitting that. It was an adjustment for me, and it was
Your old
weird.
child,
I didn't know
bro.
how to articulate. I'm like,
Get out of
this
here.
is my firstborn.
Get this thing
But she
out of
told me,
Even today, we
What?
have raised a very independent child.
here.
He can have moments where he is jealous of my friend. I keep a tight circle, no squares. I only roll with about 2 other females. He
he is used to me and me only. So if somebody is taking his place for even a moment, it's an issue. You know. No. Again,
So she talking about you or your child?
I disagree. She done shifted.
Look, that's a form of you needing that attention.
That is a narcissistic trait.
It
Which is not a negative
is. You feel entitled as a husband, and always have that.
Let me say this. I want to say this real quick. Because the people that are listening may think what your wife just said is a negative thing.
It's not
Do you know how many women around this world would love to have you as a man in the house? That's all I'm saying. So that's what I mean by a positive thing. You're seeing this man right here, his wife is admitting to everyone like, yes, he's got the traits. But where's she at? She's right by his side. She's right by his side. So evidently, his narcissistic traits not only, I'm pretty sure, got you successful in your career, but it also has you in a successful marriage. Like, again, I'll go back and say this, and women can attest to this out there as well. Do you know how many women would want a man that is giving what you're giving? What did you just say? Women crave the attention. You're actually, you have the urge for it. Women want that. So what I'm saying is that, and what OG is saying is that there's a positive and a negative to everything. No matter how much we sit here trying to beat this topic up, there's a positive and a negative, and you are a walking example of it because you have narcissistic traits. But your narcissistic traits are allowing you to be successful.
Hey.
Again, Kobe Bryant, rest in peace to him. Kobe Bryant did not get to where he was.
Give Diva the mic. Give her the mic. Don't say nothing. Give her the mic. She got a lot to say.
Okay, I got one more question. One more question.
We got 30 minutes now.
Okay.
We got 30 minutes. Less than that.
That's your significant other, right? This is your significant other, right? This is your significant other, right? What is significant other?
Hey, circle full of
Are you?
right over there in the corner.
Is there a entitlement to your significant other? Basically, what I'm saying is there's an entitlement to your significant other. So that entitlement means that your significant other feels that you belong to them and you belong to your significant other. That's entitlement, right? So isn't that a characteristic of a narcissist? Isn't that a narcissistic trait of entitlement? Go ahead.
If it's excessive.
No, you go to the negative. See what I'm saying? Every time you say it's excessive or exaggerated, you go to the negative. We're not going to the negative. We're staying on the positive side. We're staying just straight down a trait. A narcissistic entitlement, am I correct? Is entitlement a narcissistic trait? Yes or no?
The entitlement.
I'm struggling to answer.
You can't struggle.
Consistent with how I described it. Listen.
Okay, so I'll put you like this. I don't mean to cut you. I'll put you like this. So even if you want to say it's extravagant, it's extreme.
It is.
That woman is extreme to you, ain't she?
She is, absolutely.
She extreme to you, ain't she? You extreme to her, ain't she? What is it then, Jay? It's a narcissistic trait. That's narcissism. So what happens is, but it's a positive. However you want to cut it. However you want to cut it. Even if it's exaggerated. That entitlement to your wife.
It's not always
That
bad.
entitlement you be the husband.
We all
It's
have
exaggerated.
It definitely
It's still a trait.
It's still a trait. Like,
And that's all I'm saying. It's still a
Whether
trait.
it be positive or negative.
It's still a trait.
Whether it be balanced, it is still one of your traits.
It's still one of your traits.
Necessity for your wife is you better for you. That's how y'all work. That's how y'all get along.
What say you? You all talk about
well, hold on.
no need to. Be honest with you, but go ahead, see.
I'm saying, because I think one thing that humans do in general, they have definitions to suit them. And that's what we have to get away from. Black and white is black and white. We cannot make things fit us based on what we want it to. So I'm just gonna read the definition, but I believe in black and white. I'm an educator, that's what I do. So like I stated before, grandiose narcissism. People with this behavior were most likely treated as if they were superior or above others during childhood. They tend to brag and be elitist. They are aggressive, dominant, and exaggerate their importance. Vulnerable narcissism. This behavior is usually the result of childhood neglect or abuse. People with this behavior are much more sensitive. Narcissistic behavior helps to protect them against feelings of inadequacy. Even though they go between feeling inferior and superior to others, they feel offended or anxious if others don't treat them as if they're special. Again, I'm not going to sit up here and debate all day about what you think, feel, or believe. I believe in black and white. There's no gray area with narcissism. I just don't feel that way. That's my opinion. You don't have to agree. Narcissistic behavior, narcissistic personality disorder. If you have ever experienced a narcissist, I really don't feel like you can talk on something you haven't experienced. Point blank, period.
Oh, I can talk.
You can't talk on nothing.
Some of us might be the
You can't talk on nothing.
Narcissism.
You can't, like I said, you can't talk on nothing if you haven't experienced. You can't teach somebody anything if you haven't went through it. Period.
Right.
So I know a narcissist when I see one.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not positive. Period. It's exaggerated, it's extreme, it's on a whole nother
But there are
level.
levels, though.
It's
There
on a
are
whole-
there are
it's
levels.
nothing positive
There are
about a
levels.
narcissist. That's my opinion. You don't have to agree with me.
But
There's nothing positive
but
about
the thing about it, there are facts about it. There are facts.
Watch this,
it. I mean, I hear you.
Do your
Watch
thing.
this.
Do your thing.
Watch this.
Do your thing.
So all my couples in here.
Mm-hmm. Your phone
Is
down.
your wife a superior being to you?
Is she,
A superior being to you? Is she superior?
Don't get that man in trouble. Just general question. Don't get that.
She's in high regard. She's in high regard. She's probably, as she should be,
Right.
number one, right?
Okay.
That's not a form of superior.
Definitely is. It's a narcissistic trait, but it's not a negative thing.
The definition of superiority is saying I'm better.
Exactly.
The definition of superiority is saying I'm better than you, you're inferior. I'm greater than, she's less than. That's not even healthy. Superior is inferior, I'm superior. I'm above you, you're beneath me.
No. Superior, in the end, is a narcissistic trait. Now, she says, I'm over you, I'm over your mom, I'm over your kids, I'm over your aunties, your cousins. That's an issue. When she starts to compare herself to other people, that is where the detriment comes in.
No.
Now, as she feels as a superior woman in your life, that should always.
It's your responsibility to make your wife feel superior. Am I correct?
Marriage is mutual submission.
That's
not.
that's it.
Not. So I'm saying superior. If you
Well, hold on. Say that one more time.
marriage
That's
is a mutual submission.
That's right.
Yep.
That's a bar.
Yes.
Get the mic.
You want one?
As you said, do you hold your wife in high regard?
Yes, and the answer is yes.
Yes.
But then when you get to superiority, now we
Yes.
understand. Now it's a different. Yeah.
You're
Does
right.
not make her superior.
Yes.
Superior and inferior is the two that they're
Yes,
gonna
it
say.
definitely makes her superior.
I mean, you can say that, but at the end of the day, she's superior if you hold her to that regard.
I have that level of respect for her.
That's superior.
But if you think about it,
and
you can say that in a scientific firm, but at the end of the day, if you hold her to that regard. If anybody came to you and say, "How do you hold your woman superior?"
So superior and entitlement Superior entitlement goes hand in hand. Superiority and entitlement goes hand in hand. Based upon black and white behavior. Goes hand in hand. Goes hand in hand.
What goes hand in hand?
So, expound on
Superiority and entitlement goes hand in hand with what we have here on this page.
I got the
by
definition.
definition. Come in, give me an example, Chris.
I got the definition for superior. I got the definition for superior right here.
The first one says higher in rank, status, or quality.
And she is.
She's all in.
And she is.
If you don't feel yourself ahead, your mother will make you feel yourself.
This is the active side.
See, you'll say that right now that it's equal. It's equal. But at the time when it benefits you, you're gonna be like, babe, what you mean? I need to be.
We're going by the definition.
No, let's keep it 100. Let's keep it 100, man. Come on.
That's
Man.
one. Higher in rank, status, or quality. Number two is having or showing an overly high opinion of oneself. I mean, I don't know exactly what that sounds more like narcissism to me, but higher in rank, status, or quality. So I think what they're saying is, you're saying that when we say we're holding one superior, you're saying no, nobody's inferior in the relationship. You're just saying no, you're holding me to a higher standard as far as putting me on a pedestal. But
That's
from
what
my
it is.
definition,
That's what it
my
is.
definition,
Ain't no way
when you
around
say
it.
that your woman is better in rank, status, or quality.
Ain't no
what
way
they're saying.
around it.
Listen, they're going by the definition.
As the definition say higher what?
That who made?
Higher standard?
A definition that who made?
Status or quality.
Thank you. So, is your wife number one? Because as it says, once you take a wife, that wife takes over priority, number one. That's not even right.
Good point.
What am I saying wrong here?
Okay, so you're saying higher in rank importance to other women? Yes, she's got to be. Then she's.
That don't say that.
No,
Right.
it's not
You're
hot
saying
other
compared
women.
to the-
It's not other women.
Mhm.
It's the way you view the entire
John,
world, everything.
your wife
Right.
is your world, am I correct?
Absolutely.
Your wife is your home.
Yes.
That's higher superiority, bro.
Well, hold on, Chris. Hold on.
Tell me something. Tell me
But
something.
if you
When you
say
get
that, hold
off,
on.
when you get off work or whatever it is, who you call first?
Oh, I check in.
Thank you.
But
Who you
hold
going
on.
to every day?
No. Wait, hold up. Let me finish what I'm saying. Hold on. I'm not done.
Nope.
When you get off,
Yep.
when you leave, whatever, hanging with the homies, when you about to get something to eat and want to see who else wants something to eat, who do you call?
I call wife.
Exactly.
Hold on.
But guess what?
Hold on.
Who brought you in this world?
A woman.
Your mama, right?
Yes.
Did you call your mama?
No.
Exactly.
All right, so hold on.
No.
Hold on.
No.
They're
Do
going
what you
by
gotta
the,
do.
they're going by the definition. You're going
That
by
who
the way
made?
the words.
That who made?
What?
A definition that who made? That's
No,
I don't
bro,
care about
bro,
that.
it says-
Who made?
Hold on. When y'all two say superior, I'm trying to get y'all on the same page.
all right. Do what y'all gotta do, but I just want to let y'all know.
Definition of superior. Hold on. You're using like the urban definition of superior.
Urban.
The urban definition means.
Who
like,
put urban on that shit?
Hold on. Wait a minute.
Who put
When
urban
when
on?
I say superior, what I mean by urban definition is
Okay.
superior just means that you're holding your wife to a higher standard.
Right.
But if we're going by the Webster's definition, higher rank status, what they're saying is no, she's equally to me. She's not in higher rank or status, but I still hold her high to a higher rank. So that's all they're saying. They're not saying, they're going by definition. You guys are going by urban definition, meaning like if I just go by and say, damn girl, if I had you, I'll hold you superior. She's gonna automatically think high, she's gonna automatically think that's a positive statement. But if you look at the definition, it's higher rank or status. So what I'm saying is that, again, ain't nobody wrong in the situation, but if
At
you're
all.
going by the definition, then they're exactly, what they're saying is that, no, we're not gonna hold it to the point there, or they feel like they're in higher ranking or status than me. See, y'all are making the definition of saying higher ranking to another woman.
No, I never said it.
No, I know you did, but I'm saying that's how it comes off, bro.
No.
Let me just
No.
finish what I
No.
said.
'Cause guess what? Guess what?
Problem in most relationships.
Bruh,
You don't wrap up
no.
your-
I'm gonna put it like this
A lot
here.
of men look at women less than. So that's why you gotta be
That's
careful.
exactly
when
what
you
I
use
said.
that word superiority. That's why
That's a
I'm
fact, OG.
That's a fact. It is a 100% fact. But as the definition states, to a higher rank. And my point was this: once you take on your wife assumes that higher ranking. Same way as once your wife takes on her husband, your husband takes on that higher ranking. So compared to everything else, I don't care what it is. We even got rid of compared to anything, bro. This is my point of time. I'm talking compared to another woman, not just another woman, another man.
No,
Compared
not
to
at
it
all.
Because that husband and wife becomes one. That's the higher ranking. So yes, superiority and entitlement, it has its positive form in a marriage. It has its positive form. It doesn't have to be detrimental. It becomes detrimental when it affects one of the person, the everyday life, and the person is not, let's just say, understanding or agreeing to what's being said, that has gotten to a detrimental point to where it's affecting the marriage. But what's going on with my brother and sister marriage? Nothing is affecting him. She understands his narcissistic trait. She knows how to maneuver through it and deal with it, and it's not detrimental. And that's what I want to point out to my brother. He has narcissistic trait. She sees a different form than I see. I've been around him. I know him. You have narcissistic trait. You definitely have narcissistic trait. Sucker fool is a narcissistic trait, but it's not detrimental.
I couldn't manage without it.
It's not
People don't understand, like,
detrimental.
it is what it is.
What we're doing is we keep looking at the negative side.
It's a positive too, man. I was born in
positive
August.
sides where there's called productive and unproductive narcissism. Look it up, man.
August
Just look
7th.
it up.
Listen, I'm gonna say this when we done.
You ain't done. Spit
Now,
that
all we
shit.
done.
Spit that shit out.
When we done, I'm gonna go back all day. So, in terms of superiority, right? Think about the military. High-ranking officer, right? So I don't know how the ranks go, but someone who's private, they don't have the same respect and power as a general, right? Is a general the highest?
Just go by EA.
Okay, so that's superiority, right?
Right.
Okay. So in terms of narcissism, superiority means that you are the highest of the high. Everybody else is beneath you. That's how a narcissist behaves. Like I said before, if you have not been in it, you don't know. A narcissist feels like they are on the top and everybody else is below them. In terms of marriage, yes, your wife is number one. Nobody else can compare, can compete. But that does not mean that you, your kids, or anybody else is beneath them. It's a difference.
I agree.
Yes, she runs the house. She does. What she says. As a husband, y'all have a partnership. You lead, but she's your queen. Y'all have a partnership.
There's no rank.
It's not like she's up here and her husband is here and her kids are here. It's not like that. With a narcissist, they are the top and nobody else is on their level. Period. That's why I said military, because that's how they act in the military. If I'm up here, you do what I say, you beneath me, you can't tell me nothing. What I say goes, blah, blah, blah. That's a narcissist. So when y'all try to compare a wife and how a husband views a wife, it's not the same thing in terms of a narcissist. That's what I'm saying. You gotta understand it.
So let me use your point. You use the point of the military. I'm wrapping up. You use the point of the military. Great point. So as we have a general that is superior, right? In order, there's two forms of it. In order for that general to lead effectively, he has to be positive in some form. In order to get these people to, that's just like as a coach. A coach is superior than the players. For you to win a championship, that coach has to exhibit some form of relating. Now when that coach or that general starts superior, the negative side, the detrimental side, to where it knocks you down and it makes you feel less than, that's the detrimental side of narcissism. But being a general, you already have a narcissistic trait. You have to exhibit that because you are a leader. But to lead this group, you have to exhibit a positive form of that narcissistic trait to get this group to move the way you need it to move to be successful. No, and it's not. That's why I'm glad you said that. Because every general has a detrimental form of a narcissistic trait to where you can't get them to move or to react or respond.
They
that
gonna
you
move that
need.
chain of command. It don't
Right,
matter
but
if you're positive or not. They gonna move it. Yes, they are. In the military, you don't do what your general tell you to do.
To
Period.
have a successful
No.
form of a
No.
military
No.
or a coach or a John, can I get you a championship
No.
being a narcissist as a coach? Let's be real. Do I have to relate to my
It's
players?
respect. It's respect. It's respect.
So respect. So like she said, respect.
You may have no team player. You gotta be positive to win no championships. You gotta have respect.
We're gonna wrap it up. We're going this on.
We need a part two.
We're gonna do a part two next show.
Yeah, we need a part two, man. As y'all can see, that's why I kind of get off the way I did off by asking that question.
Let's get to the flowers.
Yeah, but I mean, what? Yeah, I was gonna say, basically, this was wonderful. We did part two. But before we close it out, because we got a few minutes, I just wanted to make sure that we shed a little light on Circle Full Apparel. Make sure that y'all go shop there, circlefullapparel.com.
The narcissist thing.
The narcissist clothing site. The only narcissist clothing site that you can go there. Yes, go there and get all these apparel. Circlefullapparel.com. Creatively yours candles. We have some candles up here. This is a great scent. I want to make sure.
/ narcissist.
While you're okay. What is this called? Macintosh Apple. Macintosh Apple.
Smells so good.
It's a new scent that's on the Creatively Yours campus. Make sure y'all go ahead and shop there. You can go to ESTY Creatively Yours and also on Facebook. You can go to Creatively Yours, Instagram, Creatively Yours campus as well. Go there and shop. Remember, if you do shop, you got the chemical here, jar, $22. You can return that, get your discount on your next purchase. You can at $16. You can't get a discount on the next purchase. Definitely. Go there and shop. Also, the library, 970 Main Street, Unit 8, Stone Mountain, Georgia. If you're ever in the area, make sure y'all stop by here. They got the wines for you. If I'm not mistaken, don't y'all have the cheeses and all that? Yeah. What's it called? You can tell them their experience. Yeah, you can tell. But they got what you need for your wine lovers. Whatever y'all are accustomed to, it's what they got here at the library. Again, that is 970 Main Street, Stone Mountain, Georgia. Unit 8. Yes.
Even if you're not in the area, I recommend you stop by. It's a beautiful place.
Yes.
The vibe is great.
You can walk to Stone Mountain. You can walk to Stone Mountain.
But you don't want to.
Right here.
You don't want to.
You don't want to, but you can. But we're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna get through our flowers. Well, I know I just want to give my flowers, to be honest with you, to the library. I really appreciate them having us. I really, because just by her having us here, lets me know that she believes in us, lets me know that she believes in the content. We definitely thank you from the bottom of our heart. I hope that this can be something that we can do again. And I just want to thank you. My flowers, the library, the staff, y'all been wonderful. Everybody, we thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
I want to also shout out the library. Thank you so much for having us here tonight. But I also want to shout out the administration at Heritage High School where I teach. They are a cohesive unit, very supportive. Whatever you need, they have your back. I really want to shout them out. I appreciate you. I've worked at many schools in my 17-year career, and I cannot say enough how I appreciate the cohesiveness and the support that I feel at Heritage High School. It's like nothing I've ever experienced. You know, you have crowds in a barrel, but at Heritage High School, it's not like that. We're all a team, we're all a family. It takes a village. So I really appreciate y'all.
My flowers are again, much respect and thanks for the library for allowing us to host this podcast tonight. Greatly appreciate it. And thank you. Also, my flowers tonight, again, it's two-part, goes to Almighty Himself. I pray I've become so close. It's just unexplainable. And also, my flowers go to Comfortably Uncomfortable.
Yes, sir.
To be able to be on this podcast is such a blessing
Yes.
because it has taken me on a journey
Therapy.
way beyond therapy, bro. It has really allowed me to dig deep into my soul, to see different perspectives of things and life. Because before, I would look at things one way. But with this podcast, it is allowing me to see things in different perspectives and to get to understand things. So I just want to thank Comfortably Uncomfortable, Library, appreciate you.
Yes. All right. We're gonna wrap this thing up and get out of here. But before we get out of here, can I open the word real quick? Before we go, can I just get there real quick? All right, look. I just want to close this out with a little spoken word, and this will actually kind of tell you exactly how I feel about the show, but just bear with me, it's real quick. All right. Our reality is the results of a strategic operation that started when we began to have an issue with segregation. So they took our fathers and babies and created a separation and placed us in a system that took over our systems, including the immune. So we still remain caged birds even after the 19th day of June. So there's no need to wonder why he's now in a photo with a Draco searching for violence. Because the cards that he was dealt had queens with no kings. So now we both searching for jokers that often no guys. Now, at some point, we must stop living for heaven's sake and banging on real estate. And see, a strong mind, it's hard to break. A forced hand, it's hard to shake. We thank you.
Yeah. See you next time. Good night.
You.
Comfortable, follow the podcast, and getting real.